everybody, welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. Coming to you on a Thursday, right before the start of Thursday Night Football, and we're going to be giving you our Prime Sports World Games of the Week for week number 9. I've been your host, David. On point right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins, and every panelist on our shows, our various shows, has picked the game that they think is going to be the best game of the weekend. So go ahead and check out that content. Please like, share, and subscribe to the show, including that YouTube channel, Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to build up our brand over there as well, as we got nearly 1,000 likes on the main Facebook page. We're trying to build that as well. I've also shared the StreamYard link into all of the places. So if you want to join us and check out our Prime Sports World, the game of the week, and break them down with us, we are more than welcome to do so. So let's get going. TJ, happy Thursday, man. How are you, buddy?
Good. I went to the gym at like 4:45 this morning when I got off work, and pretty good.
Yeah. I had a crazy day at work. Like, it was just breaking news after breaking news after breaking news. Like, it was a wild afternoon. Let me tell you, man, I'm very happy to be at home talking football with you for sure. Let me tell you, dude, it was one of those days, man. One of those days kind of always happens sometimes when you work in news, man. It's just like all of a sudden, like, you'll have a bunch of days in a row where nothing happens, and then all of a sudden there'll be that day where like everything happens all at once. It is something, dude. But yeah, we got it all done. We got to put some good shows together. What?
Created quite the panic, huh?
Yeah, for real. But yeah, we got it all done. We put some good shows on TV, and we beat the competitor with the video. So we got the video when the competitors didn't. So I'm feeling real good about that shit, man. I'm feeling really good about it, actually. Hopefully get a shout out at work tomorrow. Let's get into the first game of the week. Let's talk about Mr. Matthew James and his game of the week. He always steals the best games, man, for real. Like Tennessee Titans going into Arrowhead, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Both these teams at 5-2. Titans averaging basically 19 points a game, allowing 20. Their main players on offense, you know the names: Ryan Tannehill, Derek Robert Woods, Derrick Henry, Dennis Daly, Ben Jones. Those are players on the offensive line, including Nate Davis, Jeff Swaim, starting tight end. Players on defense: Kevin Bynard, Bud Dupree, Zach Cunningham, and Miko Autry. Their defense has been riddled by injuries this season so far. And then the Chiefs side of this, 32 points a game, 25 points allowed. You know the names on offense: Patrick Mahomes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Juju Smith-Schuster, Orlando Brown Jr., and then the key players on defense: Carlos Dunlap, Nick Bolton, Justin Reed, Chris Jones, and Juan Thornhill. I imagine he picked this game because it's two playoff teams from last year in the AFC. I believe it's the only matchup between two teams in the AFC, two playoff teams from last season. So, at least for this week.
Yeah. When we did the trade deadline episode recap yesterday, neither one of us mentioned the Tennessee Titans as a team that needed to make a move, because let's not act like that receiving room is, much to brag home about. And they desperately needed to make a move for one of those guys, whether it was Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy. Pick a guy they probably should have at least called. And what's the ask?
I mean, who's to say they didn't call? But I honestly just feel like the Tennessee Titans, like, I know their record's good, they're 5-2, but like, they're not that good. They're just like if they were to trade away future assets in order to make them better this season, it still wouldn't make them it wouldn't make them a Super Bowl contender. Like, they're just there. Like, they play in the worst division in football, so yeah, they're gonna win it. But like, they're not a real threat to actually win anything in the AFC. I could be wrong, obviously.
No, I think they're reaching a point where you don't want to be in sports, and the phrase I like to use. I think they're plateauing as a team.
Yeah, I mean there's a reason they drafted Malik Willis last season to be the quote unquote heir apparent to, Ryan Tannehill. Like, he's plateaued as a quarterback. This team is plateaued as a team. I think it'll be interesting to see what goes on from here.
And they may not want to hear this, but as good as he's been, they may have to look at moving on from Mike Vrabel too. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no reason why the Kansas City Chiefs shouldn't win this game, even with Derrick Henry leading the charge. Sometimes it's just not enough, because all they got to do is stop you twice and score twice. You're down 2 scores, and you're gonna negate your run game. You're gonna completely abandon it because
I mean that's been the protocol for the Tennessee Titans. They've shown like if they get down early in games, they abandon the run, and I do not imagine. I imagine that'll happen here as well. But yeah, I got Kansas City winning this game. I don't even think this game will be remotely competitive, to be completely honest with you. But I guess we'll see.
I don't either. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this game ends up shaking out. Yeah, we're both rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs. Moving on from Matt's game of the week, let's talk about Kristen's game of the week. And of course, he picked the New York Football Jets going into Orchard Park and taking on the Buffalo Bills. I mean, the Jets coming off that pretty devastating loss to the New England Patriots there on Sunday. They're scoring 22 points a game. They're allowing 20. Their main cogs on offense: Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, Garrett Wilson, Laken Tomlinson, Tyler Conklin, and Corey Davis. Their main players on defense: Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams, DJ Reed, and C.J. Mosley. And then Buffalo, obviously, they're 6-1. They're averaging 30 points a game. They're allowing 14. They're the number one defense in football right now. Number two when it comes to offense. Key players on offense: Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox, Deion Dawkins, and James Cook. Obviously, they just traded for Naheem Hines. We'll see how he factors into this offense. Von Miller, Matt Milano, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, and Jordan Poyer, main cogs on the defensive side of the football. And also, we're being joined now here by the Prime Sports World CEO, Mr. Israel Rivera. And always looking fresh, man. You're always looking fresh. You know that?
You're always catching me off of work. That's why.
You're always looking nice, man. But yeah, breaking down this game, you got the Buffalo Bills, the powerhouses in the AFC East, and the Jets, kind of the up and coming team that nobody thought they'd be this good this year, so far this year.
I think when we look at the Jets, they're a young team. I thought they'd kind of be in that Detroit mold of last year. Them and the Giants, kind of very competitive, but still kind of trying to find a way how to win. But they've actually won some ball games. I wish that and Sauce Gardner's looking like he's a stud off the bat. I mean, he's looking like he's gonna be a perennial Pro Bowl corner for years to come. And Zach Wilson has shown some signs of brilliance. I like. If he just can limit the turnovers, he'd be good. Garrett Wilson's, looking like a stud wide receiver for them. Tyler Conklin's a great piece, but also, the dual head running back of Breece Hall, who, he's injured for the season, but he's got bright future with Michael Carter. Things are looking up for the Jets, and then defensively, like I said, they can get after it. Their front seven's, kind of shaping up to be a pretty decent one. A pretty formidable one for the future.
And yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, you didn't really see the Jets being this good. Their defense is taking a major step forward this season. It's nice to see, the Jets actually, having a focal point on it. Like, it's been a while since they've been a focal point of any kind of coverage. People are talking about the Jets. People are talking about breaking down their games and talking about the analysis. Garrett Wilson, this has been a really good draft class with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Like, they've done a nice job building this team for sure.
That's cute.
Yeah, it is cute, but yeah, they're obviously neither of these teams are the Buffalo Bills.
When you look at this team defensively, they have improved tenfold. Robert Saleh is a defensive head coach, so the emphasis has been, pressure up, man coverage, pressure up, on those receivers. He's got a guy that's in Sauce Gardner that's got those long arms that can cover your number one wide receiver. I don't know how he's going to fare against Stephon Diggs this weekend, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, you do.
he's gonna struggle for sure against us, Stephon Diggs.
You tell me how he's gonna fare.
And all of this stuff we're talking about is cute, but Buffalo is the best team in the NFL probably. And they're gonna exert their will on both sides of the football.
Yeah, he trying to look at the bright side. I'm trying to find the one receiver that's actually challenged Gardner so far this season. I'm trying to find their schedule. Who have they played where they be all right, look out for this matchup?
So they played Jamar Chase, who had a big game in that game. They played Tyreek Hill and won that game 40-17. They played Jerry Jeudy and won that game. They played Chase Claypool and whatever you think about Deontay Johnson and won that game. They beat Amari Cooper and the Cleveland Browns.
But are the names you just Jamar Chase?
None of them are Stephon Diggs. I mean, outside of Jamar Chase,
but no,
who had a massive game against.
TJ sort of got a point because, like, half of those, like you named Amari Cooper, he got Jacoby Brissett
throwing him the ball.
Jacoby Brissett has been wildly inconsistent.
When they played the Dolphins, I think they had.
It wasn't Tua.
It wasn't Tua. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Tua. And then obviously they've got the big win in Green Bay. Who the hell? Like, come on now. He was shutting down Romeo Doubs and whoever else he was going against. And Jamar Chase, the only guy that went off, had an actual formidable quarterback throwing the football.
And Jamar Chase didn't even go off. Tyler Boyd went 4 for 105.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd had a massive game in that performance.
T. Higgins 5 for 93. No, I now if you a shutdown corner, like I get, you gonna take away one guy, but like if you see another guy going off, the defense is supposed to be like, all right, he going off, and I need you to shut that down. This guy getting off, all right, I need you on him. So Stephon Diggs is like, again, he finna get his work. He finna have his work cut out for him.
It's true. Moving on from Christian's game, let's talk about the CEO of Prime Sports game of the week. He's got the Seattle Seahawks rolling into the big toaster, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle 5-3, basically 26 points a game, 25 points allowed. Key players on the offensive side: Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker III, Marquise Goodwin, Will Dissly, Charles Cross, and Austin Blythe. Blythe. Sorry. Quadre Diggs, Jordan Brooks, Owusu, and Tariq Woolen, corner out of what was it? What were we talking about? This Texas, San Antonio, and then Arizona on the Arizona side of this, 3-4, 23 points per game, 26 points allowed. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Ertz, Kelvin Beachum, Benjamin, and DJ Humphries. And then on the defensive side of the ball, J.J. Watt, Isaiah Simmons, Budda Baker, Byron Murphy. Izzy, why'd you pick this as your game of the week?
Izzy?
I guess he's muted. All right. Well, this is a game, going up against Arizona's going to try to get their revenge after dropping a game a couple weeks ago. Now they have their full complement of weapons outside of Hollywood Brown. Look for Arizona to capitalize on the fact that this secondary and this defense is way overachieved. This whole team on Seattle is way overachieved. Now that the Cardinals have their full complement of weapons, I expect them to bounce back and give Seattle the business in this game.
One of the reasons he probably put this game is because Geno Smith in the MVP conversation.
Sorry, guys, I had to use the bathroom. I heard your question though, David. No, I picked this game because, a couple weeks ago, Seattle beat Arizona at home. Seattle's in the number one driver's seat for the NFC West. They're in first place. This is a game Arizona's playing at home with DeAndre Hopkins. A couple games back now. He looks really good, involved in the offense. And this is a game that can inch Arizona closer to the first place slot of the NFC West. It's a big game for Arizona. It's actually a big game for both teams because Seattle can further that, their distance from Arizona and the pack by winning this game on the road. This is a big game for them. A test for them on the road in the big toaster. And also, Arizona can creep into, first place in striking range of first place if they win this ball game. If I had to take a pick of who's going to win this game, I'm actually going to go with Arizona at home. I think DeAndre Hopkins has a killer game in this game. I think they get him back for the loss in Seattle, and I think Kyler Murray ends up having one of those special games where he runs it in for a touchdown, and DeAndre Hopkins has a couple scores as well. And one thing I gotta say, man, is that Arizona doesn't really they're not getting a lot of pressure, in my opinion. I mean, like TJ said, we see flashes of Isaiah Simmons. I know Isaiah Simmons he's played better this season, but we're still waiting for him to be that superstar. We're still waiting for him to be that superstar. He has all the talent in the world. This is a game right here where Isaiah Simmons can put his footprint on the game. And he can be all over the field. I think I was like a game or two ago, he led them in tackles, where he had like 10 tackles or something like that. I think this is a game right here where I'm looking for Isaiah Simmons to, get a sack, really have his footprint on the game, really be at the point of attack, and stopping Kenneth Walker and maybe bringing that pressure on the Geno Smith, not allowing Kenneth Walker to get out in the space on into the second level. So, I'm really looking for that out of that young man. And I think Arizona can win this game here, man.
Yeah, I'm also agree with you on the Arizona stuff. I think Seattle is way overachieved. I think they have beaten some good teams though. I mean, I don't really know, but I think the magic eventually is going to roll out for Seattle. They're Geno Smith performing way above his talent level.
Well,
I don't know.
Like I said, Geno Smith in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, he is. He ain't gonna win it, but
he probably won't. No, he probably won't win it. But it's the simple fact that
he better not win it. No, I'm serious. Like I said it from the get-go, this better be Josh Allen's award. I'm telling you. It better
he better play better than he did against the Green Bay Packers. That's for sure.
I know that.
Moving on from the CEO's game. Moving on from the CIS game, we're going to talk about TJ's game. He's got the Miami Dolphins going into Soldier Field, taking on the Chicago Bears. Miami 5-3, 22 points a game, 24 points allowed. Tua, Tyreek, Jalen, Raheem, Mike Gesicki, Robert Hunt, Robert Jones, right and left tackle, right guard and left guard for the Miami Dolphins. Key players on defense, obviously, they just traded for Bradley Chubb, Xavier Howard, Eric Rowe, Christian Wilkins. Bears, they're 3-5. They're 19 points a game, 23 points allowed. Justin Fields, David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, Larry Board, and Braxton Jones. I would have put Chase Claypool on here. I'm just not sure if he's going to play or not. Key players on defense, Eddie Jackson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, and Jalen Johnson. That is actually a really nice secondary that the Bears have acquired there in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, and they're not done building. Obviously, I picked this game not to be a homer, but you got two teams who made moves at the deadline. We don't know if the acquisitions they made are going to play.
I think Bradley Chubb is going to play for sure. I mean,
nothing's been said. They also just extended him today, so
for like 100. Man, he got paid.
Yeah, 63 and a half guaranteed. So
$110 million contract. I think 5 seasons or something like that.
So that tells me that Denver probably had no inclination on extending him. If you're the Bears, you're like you feel like you hit something at least offensively the last 2 weeks. Yeah, the last 2 weeks. Your scoring has jumped up from you basically doubled your scoring the last 2 games. Like you went from averaging 15, 16 points a game to one game you dropped 33, and then you followed up with scoring 29. So now you're trying to. You think like, all right, we got something. We got something brewing here. You lead the league in rushing, right? You're the leading team in rushing, and including Justin Fields in that definitely helps. You have 3 guys who can get you 80 yards a game at any given point. Defensively, obviously, is all right, what are we going to do without Roquan? What are we going to do without Robert Quinn?
I mean, the defense wasn't playing all that good to begin with, so
But exactly, like that's what I wish other Bears fans would see. Like, I get it. Robert Quinn had a hell of a season last season, but that's last season. This season, he had 1 sack in 7 games. Right? Roquan Smith led the league in tackles, but Izzy always used to bring up Blake Martinez. Blake Martinez stayed leading the league in tackles. That don't mean Blake Martinez was one of the best linebackers in football.
Right.
So, and not to mention,
as he liked to point out on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, and not to mention, let's not act like the last time we saw Roquan Smith on the field, Tony Pollard broke a tackle of his that would have been a tackle for loss on 3rd down, and he scampered 50 yards for a touchdown. That's the last impression. I'm serious. That's the last impression that Roquan Smith left for Bears fans. I'm not expecting them to win this game. Just look competitive, because anything can happen when you're competitive.
Over the last 2 weeks, the Bears have increased their scoring average by 4 points a game. That might be the highest in that time frame in a while.
I think when I look at the Bears offense, they're finally doing stuff that I've been chirping about.
Well, it's not just you. It's like
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Like you finally have figured out that you have this athletic, amazing quarterback, like this quarterback that can do amazing things outside the pocket. He's athletic. He can do quarterback draws, RPO, zone reads, and they finally figured out, let's incorporate our offense around him instead of trying to incorporate him into our playing style, trying to make him into a pocket quarterback. He's not ready to be a pocket passer just yet in the NFL. He has to work on it. But right now, you can play to his strengths, getting him outside the pocket, getting him in zone read situations, RPO situations, quarterback draw situations. I mean, how many times early on in the season they weren't even running any of those plays for Justin Fields? And you know what else that does? That opens up Khalil Herbert. That opens up David Montgomery, your two stud running backs, who, I mean, in my opinion, who I can't even name a better duo right now in the NFL other than I can't really name a better duo. Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery can go for 80 on you each on any given. They're running for 3 straight games. They ran for 200 yards. Plus.
Yeah, I think, in the Miami side of this, I mean, they're all in to try to make a run for this season.
Yeah,
I mean, they trade away all their first round picks they could get. Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill. I mean, they brought in Jeff Wilson Jr. now too. This is a Miami Dolphins team that's all in. Do I think the Bears are probably going to get a lot worse to wrap up the season, at least on defense. But I do think they're going to get better on offense. And this is a Miami Dolphins team that isn't all that isn't that impressive on defense.
I think the Bears have an advantage though this week because they play depending on the weather this week. It could turn make for a change. Now I think it's supposed to be pretty good weather the rest of this week.
Supposed to be about 65.
It's supposed to be 65. If my thing is
windy
in Soldier Field by the lake. Some weird things have happened, and I think like if the Bears can control the clock, run the football, I think they have a chance at beating Miami Dolphins. But that two-headed monster, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I don't think anybody can cover that in the league right now.
It's not. Well, no, you can't. But like, what you hope for is how do you respond to the shot plays, the big, like the deep bombs to those two dudes. It's like if that happens and you allow it to be like, damn, like if you just allow it to demoralize you, then you don't stand a chance.
And then also Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson playing, back together, right? Two teammates in San Francisco playing under their former OC.
I'm not sure those two guys actually played together. I think Raheem Mostert was injured.
Okay. No.
Raheem Mostert was injured all of last season, and Jeff Wilson. I don't think they've ever played together.
But fair enough. Raheem Mostert's a guy that when he gets going, he can get going. And so
he's one of the fastest. He's one of the fastest running backs in the league.
Yeah, when I saw what Tony Pollard do last week was not an encouraging sign for the front seven of the Chicago Bears. So you got to hope that you can be able to kind of slow down the run with Miami there.
So we'll see. Yeah, I'm rolling with Miami in this game. Who are you guys taking?
Me too. I'm rolling with Miami as well.
I'm taking Miami. Again, if you're the Bears, just look respectable.
I think it'll be close though. I don't think it'll be. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout though, David. I think it's.
We'll see. Moving on to my game of the week, I got the Minnesota Vikings going into Landover, taking on the Washington Commanders. Minnesota at 6-1, Washington 3-4, coming off a 2-game winning streak. Minnesota 25 points per game, 21 points allowed. Their key players on offense: Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Irv Smith Jr., Brian O'Neill, Ed Ingram. I believe the starting right tackle for this team. Key players on defense: Neil Hunter, Patrick Peterson, Harrison Smith, and Zadarius Smith. And then the Commanders, new addition to Prime Sports World Games of the Week. I think this is the first game they've been featured on so far this season. So shout out to Washington for improving your play under the a six-pack of Tyler Heineke's there, Taylor. Their key players on offense: Tyler Heineke, Brian Robinson Jr., Taylor McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Charles Leno Jr., Tyler Larson. Key players on defense: Montez Sweat, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and Kendall Fuller. I picked this game because I just think the Washington Commanders are playing pretty solid football right now. They've won 2 games in a row. 3 games in a row, technically, because they beat Chicago, they beat Green Bay, and then they beat the Indianapolis Colts. So yeah, they kind of turned their season around a little bit here for the Washington Commanders at 3-4, going up against a Minnesota team that has some problems on offensive line, can give up some plays in the passing game, and they're as Christian always talks about, they don't seem to shut the door on people, and the Washington Commanders seem to thrive on teams that refuse to shut the door on them. So this is a game I picked. There wasn't a lot of games to really pick. That's my point. Because I allow you guys to pick the games first, and then I get what's kind of like the scrap heap of whatever's left.
Then don't do that. Pick your game first.
No. It's all right. I'm still entertained. I'm still excited about this game.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. This is okay. I don't know if this is a game of. I don't know if I can't judge on if any of our games today. But with this game, I'm gonna say this: the Washington Commanders are coming into this game being talked about of something other than the game, and that's their damn owner, Daniel Snyder.
Yeah.
Putting
together a team to try to sell the team.
Yeah,
which we've all have been clamoring for months and years.
In midst of the federal investigation against his finances of the team. So there's a whole bunch of controversy swirling around this organization. I commend the players for even being able to play. Right? I mean, they have to play, but for even able to be even
I mean, the fact that they're 500 is nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, and another storyline I got to say, Taylor Heineke wins the third game in a row for them.
Fourth. This will be the fourth.
Fourth game in a row.
Yeah.
Is it Washington favorite?
No. Carson Wentz was the quarterback for the Bears. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they'll be saying, hey, he's won 3 in a row while Carson's been out. Should we trade Carson maybe?
No.
Those are gonna be the questions though.
Stop it. But yeah, I'm taking Minnesota to win the game. I just think that they're a more talented team. But
Minnesota probably should win this game. Washington has a lot more going on than football. Football, like the game itself, to Izzy's point, is probably the last thing on anybody's mind in Washington, because Dan Snyder is besides going full Nino Brown on the peoples. Izzy, Nino Brown New Jack City.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Hey, this is big. This is bigger than Nino Brown. If I'm going down, we all going down.
Right.
Like Dan Snyder has single-handedly put himself in the conversation of Donald Sterling, Robert Sarver, in that conversation, dude, no matter what you do, you will never, ever be allowed to own any kind of team ever again. Right? So it's when you look at some of the names that are I think the day they listed, they said they were selling the team. They got 4 callers that day, and then you release it becomes public information today that Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z are trying to partner up and buy the team. Right? I think there was another guy. He tried to. He's a black guy. I forgot his name that fast. He tried to buy the Broncos, and they went with the group they got now. So he's trying to buy. It's I don't care about the game. I don't care about I'm worried about who is going to lead this thing. I'm wondering who's going to be in charge of this thing right here. All right, and
Byron Allen. You're talking about Byron Allen.
Byron Allen.
Byron Allen.
Moving on from this game, we're talking about prime game of the week. We got the Los Angeles Rams going into Raymond James Stadium, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both the teams being semi-disappointing so far this season. Los Angeles Rams coming off their bye at 3-4, 17 points a game, 22 points allowed. Tampa Bay on the other side, 3-5, 18 points a game, 19 points allowed. Key players on offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers: Tom Brady, Lombardi Lenny, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Donovan Smith, Shaq Mason, and then Akeem Hicks, Vita Vea, Carlton Davis, Devin White on the defensive side of the ball. And then on the Rams side, Matthew Stafford, I don't really know who to list as their running back, but Darnell Henderson Jr., I guess, is their starter. Cooper Kupp, who's coming into this game banged up a little bit. We'll see how much he actually plays. Tyler Higbee, Allen Robinson. Key players on defense: Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner, Nick Scott. You know the names. This game was picked because it's a rematch between one of the better playoff games last season. Actually, last season's playoffs was actually really well played.
Yeah.
Like it was an entertaining game every week. But yeah, this is a rematch of that game. Both these teams are kind of on the downward trajectory for the
Both
season,
teams
struggling mightily to get some wins. And both teams kind of need a victory to salvage their season.
Both these teams gonna kill each other to get this win this week.
So like I think it was me, David, and Christian, and David was like, "Who needs to win?" I'm like, "Can I say both of them?"
They both. No, DJ. These teams, this game, I guarantee you, David. This game it will be so chippy. This game will be so chippy. There will be a lot of personal foul flags in this game because both teams are going to be so on the edge because they know they have to win this football game. This is important for both teams, and they are going to crawl and fight and like do some illegal shit to win this football game. Seriously.
What's his name? Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp kind of went viral because he shared a video. It was one play where who they play last week? The Ravens. Tyler Lindenbaum, the Ravens. I think he's a rookie center or a second year.
Yeah. No, he's a rookie center.
He snaps the ball, sheds off the first guy, runs up to Devin White in the second level and just completely washes Devin White out of the play. Ravens running back just literally just falls right behind him for a big game. And Warren Sapp is like, "You're the captain. I take the damn C off your chest." And
his defense, Tyler Linderbaum was the best, probably the best offensive line prospect in the last year's draft.
And part of me is like, Warren Sapp, like you. First off, I get you're a Super Bowl champ, but Devin White's a Super Bowl champ too. I can see if you saying that, and Devin White's just a bum, right? I'm like Warren Sapp, you ain't never got watched on the play. You ain't never gotten completely negated out of a play, like to the point where like it happens, dude. Like calm down. Second, the Rams, Cooper Kupp, if he can't play, just Hail Mary, full of grace, all that good stuff. Say your prayers because it's gonna be a long day.
Van Jefferson is coming back, so that might.
I don't. No. They struggle to move the ball with Cooper Kupp.
You know what? That's because they can't run the football.
That's because they can't block. They can't block nobody.
And you know what? They got Cam Akers over there, who's explosive as all hell. And I don't know what he's like in the doghouse, buried deep there in the bench. I'm just like, I don't know what Cam Akers said, what he did, but they could use a guy like Cam Akers in this offense, and they're just not using him. Allen Robinson, I could say a lot of things that we all know about the Rams. Allen Robinson has been the guy that they've hoped to be. Tyler Higbee's been pretty much their second consistent weapon on offense. Matthew Stafford hasn't played particularly well as well. He's been turning the ball over more this season. And then on the other side, I'm really interested to see, after all of this personal stuff that Tom Brady's been dealing with, I'm really interested to see how he handles it now that he's probably got that monkey off his back. Okay, the divorce is final. Everything's final. It's all out there.
It's not final.
It's not final.
I mean, it's not final. I'm saying it's out there. They're really gonna get divorced.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still an everyday thing. He's gonna have to tolerate and deal with at some point, some level, every single day.
But I think he's gonna go on a tear, though, David. It's Tom Brady. I think
it is Tom Brady.
He's gonna go on a tear.
Like he due for a couple games where he just like
he is due for this could be. This could be the game. I mean, outside of Jalen Ramsey. Outside of Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Donald, this Rams defense has been rolling good this season.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying. Also, how can they commit to giving the ball more to Leonard Fournette? Giving him the ball only 10 times or so. That's not enough.
These are like in ways like these two teams, like they mirror each other. Like they both struggle to run the ball. They both have injuries across the board. Like the offensive
line on both these teams is kind of suspect at best.
Both offensive lines, Yeah, both offensive lines are suspect at best. But the only difference is Tom Brady has his full complement of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Stafford really doesn't, right? Like Mike Evans is there, Chris Godwin's there. All right,
Julio Jones is still there. I think he
Julio Jones played one game. I'm not.
Julio Jones needs to retire.
Absolutely. Julio Jones needs to retire. He got both running back. He got Leonard Fournette and whoever else is a running back from him. He got them. There's a revolving door at tight end. Like I think they.
It's not even a revolving door. It's literally no one. I'm not even sure who it is now.
I hate to see a guy like Julio Jones of his caliber go out like this. Yeah, go out like this. A guy that's just hobbled, injured, can't really stay in the game. He looks like a shell of himself. And I know he wants to get the ring. I know he wants the ring, but he's beat up. He's gonna be
in the Hall of Fame regardless. Man. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame regardless.
He's the Hall of Famer. He's got nothing else to prove personally, but he does. Everybody wants to stick around long enough to hoist that Lombardi trophy. And that's what Julio Jones is trying to do.
I'm taking the Rams in this game. I just think that their level of desperation is going to be higher than the Tampa Bay desperation. I think the Tampa Bay could lose this game and still win the division. It's not a good division. I think the Rams are going to.
Who's in first place?
Falcons.
The Falcons. By a game. Game.
Yeah, like their division.
I got Tampa Bay winning this game. I think Tom Brady's due for one. They're playing at home. I think they got more weapons. I think more healthier weapons. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette.
I will say this: if the Rams lose this game, you can pretty much stick a fork in them. They're done.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're not coming back.
But if Tampa Bay loses this game, 10-7 can still win the NFC South.
Oh, absolutely.
They could probably win it at 9-6. Let's be real.
Absolutely. The Tampa has
9-8.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 9-8. They can still win the division at 9-8. It's gonna be trash.
Because you gotta look at the Rams. They got the Niners to contend with. I still think the Niners are gonna make a big run. Seattle's playing well.
Arizona's still good.
Arizona's gonna come back. So come on, man.
But yeah, that's been our Week 9 games of the week. Thank you very much for checking us out. Tomorrow, College Football Showdown going down tomorrow is hosted by the CEO of Prize Mr. Israel Rivera. Anything you want to tease real quick before we get out of the show?
Tennessee, Georgia. Y'all don't want to miss it. And I know Christian can't wait to talk. Well, Christian, he always, he's gonna release his stuff on the Daily Blitz, so he ain't gonna give me too much of what his prediction is. But but Christian's gonna give me that insight for Tennessee, Georgia. It's a big game this weekend. First week of the college football college football rankings this week. So we'll talk about that. And just the typical games of the week and the upsets. I believe I was 3 for 4 last week on the upsets. So y'all better be in tune, son.
I don't participate in the college football show like I should, but I just got to say, I am not a happy camper that Clemson is in the top 4 and Michigan is not. I'm just
that'll all be decided on the football.
No. That's just not sitting right with me.
But anyways, we can save that conversation for Friday. I'm David Huffman. There is the CEO of Prime Sports World, Mr. TJ Hopkins. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back here me and TJ will be back here on Saturday, breaking down the NBA on the crossover. You don't want to miss that content. You guys all have a good night. And gentlemen, what do we do here at the Prime, my friends?
We bring the heat.
We put Michigan in the top 4 where they belong.
We send people to grandma's house.
They got to play Illinois and Ohio State to end the year.
We put Michigan in the top 4.
We'll be back here tomorrow. You guys all have a good night and enjoy Thursday Night Football. It should be a blowout. So let's.
By the way, we'll probably be bringing college basketball too on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know which day, but we'll probably be talking about some college basketball previews since college basketball starts next week.
Yeah, love to hear it. We'll see you guys later, y'all.